Welcome, everyone. It's the Treva and Kevin Show. It's the best show on the planet. I am joined today with a special co-host today.
Well, hello, Treva.
Hi, this is Bruce Kennedy.
Yes, good to be here. Good to be here. I'm Kevin Kennedy's brother, and it's a joy to get to come and fill in his shoes. I am one of those rare individuals that has the claim to fame of saying, I am the only person that ever shot Kevin Kennedy with a BB gun.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
that is the truth.
Is
when
that
we were
the
kids, I
truth?
shot him with a BB gun.
Oh, my. I'm glad you're watching this right here on your TV because that's amazing.
You got it right
Well,
here.
I am so happy that you are joining me today. I hear so many wonderful things about you.
that's
And
so
so today is our show about climbing the road to success. And we have a special guest today. He's a motivational speaker. He's an author. His business is Hired Guns Consulting, LLC. Please welcome our special guest, Malcolm Munro. How are you?
I'm great.
We're so happy to have you.
Glad to have you, Malcolm.
Thank you. Nice to be
Yes.
here.
Well, what have you been up to? You're a pretty busy man.
I am doing a lot of traveling, building business, and pretty much every week is on the road someplace different. It's been a real good year.
Okay.
Well, tell me, Malcolm, now I'm interested in hired guns.
Yes.
And how did this come about, and what transpired that brought you to this point?
That's a great story. It is something my wife absolutely hates, but I love it. I do organizational repair work, which means I work with organizations that are having trouble with strategy,
Okay.
productivity, making money, whatever it might be. And I was working with a client a few years ago, and I helped them set up a new system, and we worked on it, and they said, okay, we're going to need you to come back next week, and I need you here. And I said, listen, I am a hired gun. I'm going to help you set the system up,
Okay.
and then you need to run it. And that's when the name stuck. I mean, I could have just worked with them
That's
forever
right.
and continued to gouge them, but my job is to make them successful and run it on their own. So I am a hired gun, and my associates operate the same way.
I like that. I love that. Hired guns. Now, you have a book here that is called A Common Language, How to Properly Describe What's Wrong with You. I love this this chart here. Can you tell us a little bit about this book? Okay.
Absolutely. This book, I think, solves one of the most important problems organizations have, and that is developing their people. And that model, and you can of course get the book and read it for yourself, but it basically tells you how people develop, how they start out, how to coach them through it, and how to make them successful. Your business will only succeed when you have successful and growing people working for you.
Is it an easy read?
You can read that in about an hour.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the typical problems that you see.
Yeah, there's really three
With these
problems.
organizations helping
typically
them.
there's three problems. The first problem is what we call a strategy problem.
Okay.
A strategy problem means that you just haven't really thought through what you're doing, and you're wondering, why am I not capturing new business? The second kind of problem that we see is process problem.
Okay.
Maybe a company just can't seem to get their products on the shelf fast enough, or they can't seem to get their people moving in the right direction. The third type of problem is actually a people problem. I've got managers that are terrible. I've got unmotivated employees. I've got high turnover.
Okay.
Typically, when a company says, we're right here and we need to be right here, it's one of those three areas.
Well, you know, Malcolm, the business world and the corporate world has gotten so complex in recent decades, probably over the last 75 or 80 years. They tell a story about Benjamin Franklin.
Okay.
And Benjamin Franklin was a writer and a publisher and a printer.
Yes.
And they tell the story about a young man moving into town with Benjamin Franklin who was going to set up a printing shop and be his competitor.
Yes.
Ben Franklin goes, gets him, takes him to his place. There's one room. In the middle of the room is a printing press. In one corner is a table with a loaf of bread. In the other corner is a bed. Ben Franklin tells the young man, I sleep here, I eat here, I work here. If you can do it cheaper than that, you can have the printing in this town. And the young man moved out of town.
Absolutely.
And so, but that was
like
in
that.
days gone by.
Yes.
And our world has gotten more complex
Yes.
and more detail oriented. Talk to me a little bit about that and some of the things what are some of the first things that you try to identify when you go in and
That's
look
great.
on the way you can help a company?
I like that, Bruce.
Well, I listen to them. The first thing a company will tell me is, Malcolm, we have a problem with this. And immediately I say, okay, let's start with that and let's start working backwards. The typical one I get is, Malcolm, we have trouble with our supervisors. We need training for our supervisors. And in most cases, the supervisor is a problem, but there's other problems that build into that. And it's only when I ask the right questions and do a lot of listening do we find out that this problem is really, and one client I have, supervisors what they thought. It really was a strategy problem. And the strategy problem turned into a process problem. And after we went full circle, then we trained the supervisors, problem was solved.
So you need to first find out what is the problem, what's happening, so that you can get a better understanding of how you need to better assess working with that company. Absolutely.
Well, it's no different than a doctor. I might go to the doctor and say I have really bad headaches. And if I did an aspirin, that may be masking the fact I might have a brain tumor. So someone that knows has to dig a little bit deeper.
Okay.
And that's what I do.
So in your opinion, what's the most important thing a company could do to be successful?
Hands down, it is developing and working with people.
Okay.
You know, people compare companies to Google. We need to have more frills. We need to have free sodas. We need to have this. The number one thing you can do is develop your people. Take a person that's at this level working in this particular area and learn to take them and help them grow.
Well, answer this. When you're talking about helping to develop people, when you talk about that specifically, kind of what does that look like? Do you look for people in their skill sets? Do you look for people with their talents and their personal traits, trying to match the right person with the right task? Or what approach would you give?
The key is figuring out who has the skills that you need to solve this problem. But there's a three-legged stool model that's actually in this book, and Treva and I've talked about this.
Absolutely.
It's a three-legged stool. All three legs have to be in place. There's the leg of skill. I know what I'm doing. There's a leg of will. I really want to do it. There's a leg of focus. I know where to put my efforts. If you hire a person for skill and they don't want to do the job, you have a problem.
Yes.
So in some cases, find someone that is willing to do whatever it is you ask, and then you can train them for that.
Now, how important is it to be focused? A lot of people lose focus, a lot of business professionals, and I know I sat down with Malcolm recently, and he said, boy, you have a lot of things, you have this going and that, but are you focused? How important it is to focus?
Focus is huge. It's what a manager can coach employees on, but it's like this. It's like a race car with no brakes and no steering wheel. It's a disaster waiting to happen. So it's keeping the parameters around somebody and keep them in the right direction.
Are there a lot of people that are doing what you do these days in our country?
There's a ton of them. They're all over the place.
Yeah. And you travel, talk about some of the places that you've traveled to, different states and places and things
I've traveled to 46 of the 50 states, and I've been to China, Poland, Germany, England, Puerto Rico, and Canada.
As a motivational speaker?
As a speaker, as a consultant, and you know, it's amazing, no matter where you go, the problems are the same.
Is that right?
And the solutions work. So you asked if there's a lot of people that do it? Absolutely. But the thing is, my unique approach is what I think sets us apart, because we look at the whole system. We don't say, you have a problem, I'll solve your problem. Let's help you figure out your problem.
Let me ask you this, Malcolm, and let's face it, let's be honest with one another. In the last 25 years, manufacturing in this company has been on the increase or decrease? It's obviously been on the decrease.
Right.
How important do you believe that corporate America is to our current economic conditions?
Well, it's huge, and it's not just chasing after jobs that are long gone. Sure. It's being a trendsetter. It's looking at the next market. I told you that one of the problems was strategy, and that's key. Don't look at where the problems are now, and don't look at where they're going to be in a couple of years. Look at where they're going to be in 10 years. You know, as a lawyer, you have your core things you do, but what is a trend that's going to be there 10 years from now, and how can you be prepared to hit that trend? That's what I need to do, because that's what I know companies need to do.
That's excellent.
Who is going to be our customers? 81 million baby boomers retiring,
That's
83 million millennials moving up. Their needs may be different. How can you position yourself for that?
Okay, so tell us, where can we, how can we obtain a copy of this book, A Common Language, How to Properly Describe What's Wrong with Me or You?
There's nothing wrong with you.
Okay, thank you.
You can actually get my books and read about me at CoachMunro.com. That's CoachMunro.com. Hired Guns Consulting, you can find us at HiredGunsConsulting.com.
Okay, so as I open up this book, talk about performance real quick. It says Chapter 1, all about performance.
It is.
Okay.
If you don't perform, there's no reason for a company to keep you. If you're not doing what you need to do, why should you be there? And I think that's what businesses don't understand. There's so many that I know that are willing to keep around low performers, and they have not tried to develop them. When they do and they're not responsive, it's time to get rid of them.
Wow. Well,
it's all about performance.
Let's turn that around just a little bit. We've got viewers right now who probably may not have a job.
Right.
You know, the unemployment is up right now. Let's face that.
Okay.
So for those people that may be listening in, what kind of pointers might you give them to help them become
In
more
about
attractive?
a few seconds, because we're out of
We're out of
time.
Two things.
Yeah.
Employers only care if you can solve their problems and help them make money. If you can prove you can do that, the job is yours.
All right, well, Malcolm, thank you so much for being our
Yes,
special guest
Malcolm,
today.
thank you.
All right.
Keep
Thank you for having me.
motivating the masses right here on the Treva and Kevin Show. But Bruce Kennedy, thank you so much.
Good to be here.
We'll be
Thank
right
you.
back. Thank you.
They see your life, its moments, its triumphs, its challenges, and its memories. They are the portals of life, the silent guardians of our hopes, our struggle, and our dreams. They are your windows. Treat them well. Treat them with Made in the Shade. Blinds, shades, shutters, draperies, and more. Call Made in the Shade today at 378-5157 or visit us on the web at clarksvilleblinds.com.
Queen City College. Your future starts here. We are now enrolling for October classes in our cosmetology and nail tech programs. Positions are available in barbering, cosmetology, nail tech, and aesthetics. Financial aid is available to those who apply. Call today, 866-757-5856, or visit us at queencitycollege.com. Queen City College, the Style Institute.
Hi, I'm Kevin Kennedy with the Kennedy Law Firm. You know, it's been said that strong people stand up for themselves and stronger stand up for others. Well, that's the philosophy at the Kennedy Law Firm. We take it as a great privilege and honor to stand beside you and to stand up for you. So in your time of need, call the Kennedy Law Firm. That's area code 931-645-9900. We're committed to helping people.
We're back, and thank you for watching the Treva and Kevin Show. Bruce stood in for Kevin in the first segment. He'll be back towards the end of the segment. But I'm so excited because we're still talking about climbing the road to success, and I'm here with two special men who are part of the Magnificent Men book. Please welcome our show guests today, Maurice Johnson and Adolph Dagan. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey.
Yeah, how are you?
I am so excited that here we are. We're talking about this book signing event. It's coming May the 31st. And speaking of men who are climbing the road to success, doing great things, first of all, tell everyone a little bit about yourself. So Maurice, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and just tell us a little bit more.
Yes, well, as you know already, my name is Maurice. I am from New York,
Okay.
by way of Clarksville, Tennessee. I do different, have my own company, Devoted Management, where I used to manage gospel artists, work with different producers. Now I'm in the executive team as far as producing different plays and stuff like that.
Okay.
And one play that I am helping produce is from my godmother, Tanya Davis.
Yes.
At the TPAC downtown
TPAC, I love it.
In her place called From Crack to Christ. So it's around Thanksgiving time. So if you got some time, come out and support.
That's right.
And that's pretty much all I do.
Okay, I love that. Adolph, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Togo, West Africa.
Okay.
Really far from here. And I am a founder and CEO of Dagan Foundation.
Okay.
So we planting churches in Togo.
Praise
and
God.
We establishing schools to help poor students or poor children in the rural areas.
Okay.
And then we digging wells to give them some water.
What a blessing. Well, I'm excited because May the 31st, there's a book signing event in Clarksville, Tennessee. If you're anywhere near Clarksville, Tennessee, come out to the Wilma Rudolph Event Center. Magnificent Men. You two men are a blessing, first of all, because you are part of the book with so many, like Dr. Bobby Jones, Wes Morgan, Marvin Winans Jr. Hey, by the way, they'll be in the building, and I'm excited. So tell me, how excited were you to be a part of such a project, Maurice?
I was very excited for me to be one of the youngest men in the book.
That's right.
That was a very exciting moment to share my testimonies and share my trials, what I've been through at a young age from my childhood up to now. So very humbling experience, and I thank you once again for the opportunity to be in the book.
And I've read your story. Your story is very touching. Can you give us just a little bit about your story without giving away too much?
Just a little bit without giving away too much. From my childhood up to now, I faced a lot of difficulties as far as in school, with family issues as well. So you have to get the book to figure out what else my story entails.
And we talk about climbing the road to success. You're able to overcome many of those challenges.
Yes, I did. By me overcoming many challenges, I had to seek help. You know, that's what's always good. If you're going through something, it's not good to just bottle it up. It's always good to get help, talk to somebody, you know, your pastor, your family, your mom or daddy, if you can talk to them. And just seek help, whatever the situation may be.
Okay. Adolph, you're in the book.
Yes,
Talk about Magnificent Men. How honored are you to be a part of that project? And tell us a little bit about what you've got inside of your chapter.
Yes, I am really excited.
Yay.
And I can't wait. Like you talk about climbing the road to the success. My road is really long, really hard. As I was orphaned when my father passed away. I was 7 years old, and I loved to go to school. I didn't have anybody to help me to go to school, but God helped me.
You had no one to help you go to school.
Yes, that means when my father passed away.
I had tears in my eyes when I read that part of your story.
Yes, my mother was old. And then she said, okay, you can't go to school because I don't have any means to help you. So, but she tried to help me to finish elementary school. And then to go to middle school, you have to move from that village to go to like 25 miles to go to another village to go to school.
How did you get 25 miles? How did you get there?
It's not easy. I have to find some friend to live with them. And then the first year we started, and after first semester they didn't pass, and then they quit, and then I was alone. Where to stay? It was so tough.
Can you imagine that, Maurice?
Yeah.
25 miles just to get to middle school.
Yes.
I can do barely 5.
Yes, so, but it was tough, and finally God helped me, and then I finished my high school, and I have to go to university. So I said, okay, I will go to law school to become a lawyer. And after 2 years, it was horrible because they failed me, a teacher, they failed me. And then I was crying that night, and then praying to God, and I dreamed that I went to a country called United States. I said, wow, how I can get there? Who can buy me a plane ticket? So if you go to that book, you're going to read a lot of things. I won't say everything.
That's right. Please don't give it away.
But I got here finally.
That's right. And you're here today on the Treva and Kevin Show. Both of you men, you're representing so many men who are part of the book. You know, Dr. Jones, Bobby Jones, he speaks about growing up in a certain part of Tennessee. You'll have to read the book. And he grew up very poor. And but he's grateful to God for blessing him. As we talk about climbing the road to success, it wasn't easy to get here where you are today. Maurice being being the youngest person. So that doesn't mean young people, they don't have challenges and struggles.
We all do, whether big or small, school, church, anything. We do have faced with different struggles, trials, just trying to make it, you know, especially men in society, you know, are being brought down a lot now these times. So it's very exciting to be in a book with a bunch of successful men.
Absolutely.
Sharing our stories and just to encourage somebody else to make it.
Yes, because I felt inspired as I read your story. Quickly, tell us about the Dagan Foundation.
Yes, actually, I was poor, but I love helping children, especially children. And then the way I went through a lot of things, I don't want them to go through again those things. For example, elementary school, I have to walk 3 miles to go to school. So, and today what we're doing with Dagan Foundation, we're establishing schools to help children to go to school.
Yes.
And then we're planting churches, and we are digging wells. And I'm so proud of what I'm doing, even though I'm not a rich person, because I know it's tough for some people, really tough for some people. But I think for God, thank God for all
I like that.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, you can order the book on our website. It's trevagordon.com. You can support Maurice in the book if you do. You order through the code Johnson88. He'll receive credit for that. Or also Dagan88. Dagan 88, and you also receive credit. So as you order, and your proceeds help benefit for you.
Yes, those benefits will go to Dagan Foundation to help children back in Togo.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with it.
Oh my goodness. So
Yes.
talk about May 31st, the actual book signing event. It's a red carpet affair. And first of all, we will have paparazzi on the red carpet. So what will you be wearing? I'm excited to know.
What I will be wearing, probably a suit.
I hope so.
Nice little tie, maybe.
Yes.
I haven't really thought everything out yet, but I know I have to come clean.
And ittle be lots of fun.
Yes, I'm so
Yes.
excited.
And the red carpet is hosted by DJ Pryor's radio show. Fashion stylista Jamaica Horton will be on that red carpet, and she's like a fashionista diva. And so she will be asking, sir, what are you wearing, and what will you be wearing for the crowds?
Yeah, I'll be really simple, but I'll be in suit.
I like that.
Yeah, I will wear suit.
And so your family, most of all, will be with you that day.
Yeah, my children, they say, we will be there. I say, yes, you will be there, because I have to train you to see how things are hard for me, but I get there. So tomorrow you're going to go further than where I am. So they want to go, my children, my wife, and then my friend. A lot of friends, they are going there with me.
Okay, so this has been the Success Show, Climbing the Road to Success. Maurice, what would you like to say then, Adolph, real quickly, 15 seconds, what would you like to say to encourage someone who's watching today?
Just encourage someone who's watching today, just keep living, keep going, stay encouraged. Don't give up. Your time is coming, your season is coming, so keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, no matter where I'm born, no matter how my parents are poor, I have Jesus. I have that faith that I will climb the road and go further and be successful. So I didn't finish university in Togo, but today I had my bachelor's in international relations, and I have my master's in education, and I am a teacher, French teacher in high school right now here. So
Praise God.
I'm so thankful to God.
Well, thank you all so much. It's been a great segment with you all. When we come back, more with Bruce Kennedy right here on the Treva and Kevin Show. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Adolph. I'm so excited. Y'all are awesome. Tune in, lock it in. We'll be right back.
Queen City College. Your future starts here. We are now enrolling for October classes in our cosmetology and nail tech programs. Positions are available in barbering, cosmetology, nail tech, and aesthetics. Financial aid is available to those who apply. Call today, 866-757-5856, or visit us at queencitycollege.com. Queen City College, the Style Institute.
Hi, my name is Treva Gordon, and I'm here to tell you about my brand new book. It's called Leading Ladies, sharing our stories of inspiration and faith, featuring Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole, Pastor Yolanda Morgan, and more. Visit my website at trevagordon.com for Leading Ladies, sharing our stories of inspiration and faith. Oh, pick it up. It's great. Leading Ladies, pick it up today.
They see your life, its moments, its triumphs, its challenges, and its memories. They are the portals of life, the silent guardians of our hopes, our struggle, and our dreams. They are your windows. Treat them well. Treat them with Made in the Shade. Blinds, shades, shutters, draperies, and more. Call Made in the Shade today at 378-5157 or visit us on the web at ClarksvilleBlinds.com.
All right, we're closing out. It's time to wrap up the show almost, Bruce.
Wow, it has gone so fast.
I've missed you, I tell you.
Oh, well, you know, it has been such a joy to get to be with you today, Treva. I've heard so many good things about you. And, of course, being in an environment where I'm so close to my brother, Kevin, he talks about you all the time. And so when I had the opportunity to be with the Treva Gordon, how could I pass?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I tell you what, Kevin Kennedy, he's an amazing co-host. I enjoy doing this show with him. And when he said, I have a person in my stead for the show, I'm sending my brother Bruce, I knew we were in great hands.
Oh, that's so kind of you to say, Treva. You know, I'd like to give a good shout out for Kevin because there There's very few people like Treva and Kevin who are constantly full of energy, who are constantly out there doing their very best, putting their best face on, their best foot forward, and doing everything they can to make our world a better place. So thank you for what you do.
Well, you know, Bruce, I love the fact that you and Kevin, you talk about God and Christ is always first. This show has been about success today, climbing the road to success. What would you like to say has been your journey to the road to success? Who do you give credit to for that?
Oh, well, undeniably, Treva, I would give all of the success to the Lord Jesus Christ, without question. In fact, recently I was talking with someone who was faced with a set of circumstances, and as a lawyer, you deal with people who are dealing with a crisis every day.
Yes.
And I deal with multiple crises on a daily basis. Recently had an acquaintance come to me, and this was a non-legal matter, and they were hurting. Their life was troubled, and they were struggling with life. And I shared with them this, Treva, and it was this. I know what I'm about to tell you doesn't make sense. I know that what I'm about to tell you doesn't seem to line up with what the world would want you to know, with what culture would want you to know.
That's right.
But it's this.
Yes.
Jesus is the answer.
Oh, yes.
Christ is the answer. And it's because of this, Treva. When our Savior came and walked among us, what did He do? He met needs. He healed the brokenhearted.
Yes.
He healed the sick. He restored the confused. He gave blind people sight, and here's the big one. He gave people who had two of these things working perfectly the ability to see from right here.
I love that. I love that.
And Christ is the answer. So when people are faced with marital problems, financial problems, health problems, the answer is Christ.
The answer is Christ.
The answer is Christ.
I love that because not only is God glorified in your life, He's glorified on our show.
Yes,
when
He
Kevin
is.
and I first started the TV show, I had some people to say, well, if you want your ratings to increase, maybe not mention God. But one thing about Kevin and I, you cannot put Kevin and Treva together and we not talk about God. God is everything to us.
Well, certainly. And you know, people have the right to be informed, and they have the right to be told the truth.
Yes.
And the truth is, God is on His throne.
Yes.
He is the creator of it all. And Jesus Christ did come and walk among us, and He is the Redeemer.
I love that. Now, we want you to stop by and see Bruce at the Kennedy Law
That's
Firm.
Right. That's right. Come and see
You
us.
all have been there for how many years?
Well, Kevin's been there longer than I have, and I've been doing it 22 years.
Oh, my goodness, 22 years. I tell you, you don't look a day over 21, Bruce.
Oh, thank you for your kind words.
All right, well, it's been a wonderful show. We're wrapping it up, climbing the road to success. Bruce, it has been an amazing time with you.
What a joy to be with you, Treva. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Tune in next time, same place, same here, right here, same place, same time on the Treva and Kevin Show. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.